Yeah, you can change, but while submitting your project, no, final project submission, you can mention your correct mail ID, your Skillsville mail ID as well as your LMS mail ID in the project submission form. Okay. Yes. So students, I will guide you how to submit your project. We have a PPT template. Okay. So many of you are having the question related to our project, right? Let me share the problem statement with you all. Students, these are all the problem statement. Okay. We have created for your reference. What are all the project? What kind of project you all can work on with and complete the same. Okay. So you can see here we have the first problem statement, AI powered study buddy. Okay, so what you can do, see, nowadays students are facing so many challenges while doing their curriculum, preparing for their exams. Okay, so what we can do, this is the problem they are facing in their day to day life, correct? So what we can do, we can create one applications that will help the students community to simplify their task. Like if you are going to understand a complete a lengthy content, okay, and you are feeling difficulty to understand the same, so we this particular application can help the students to simplify the concept, as well as it can able to generate some summary out of the content. Okay, so the students can understand what is the concept and what is the exact meaning of it. Okay, and also this particular application can able to generate quizzes. Okay, so that whatever the concept the students have completed, they have learned from the previous sessions, they can able to recall with the help of the quizzes, flashcards for recap purpose. Okay, so this we can create using artificial intelligence. Okay, so this is a kind of one application you can work on with. So the next thing is personalized workout and diet planner. And this particular application is basically, see, nowadays whenever we are asking any chat GPT, Gemini, it will always give you the generic diet plan. Okay, 7 days diet plan kind of things, right? But when we are trying to create a personalized plan for the individual user, okay, we can go with this kind of applications. Okay, so this is how we can um, create a project using AI platform. This is our idea. Okay, then coming to the fake news detector. Even you can add age category for the people. Okay, because aged people won't prefer fried items, junk food and all. Okay, and also you can have gender based meal suggestions. Okay, and the age based meal suggestions like children's, adult, and the senior citizens. Okay, then coming to the fake news detector for students. Okay, so this is also one of the application where in we are using online platform for each and every searching. Okay, and we are using nowadays the usage of online platform is huge from the users end, and they are generating the data. Okay, so how we can able to prevent this kind of fake news spreading across online platform, right? So for that we can create an application of fake news detector for students. Then coming to AI fashion design generator. So this is like suppose the people in the fashion industry, they can't afford much for their skill sets, design skills and all. Okay, so they can also use AI for their fashion design generating applications. Okay, as an application, and they can also create multiple designs from the prompt. Okay, so this kind of applications we will understand in this particular internship. Okay, and also see, we will focus on 5 different demonstration project demonstration in this internship, and we have also 5 more project ideas. I will be sharing this particular PDF with you all in the Telegram group after the session. Okay, you can go through with what type of problem you are going to work on with. Either you can take it from this particular PDF, or if you have any good ideas, unique ideas on your own using AI. Students, try to understand, this is very important. whenever we are trying to create a project or work on with your project. Okay, just allow me a minute. Yeah, I have started the recording. Okay. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to stick on to the domain. That is only artificial intelligence, deep learning. You can use machine learning algorithm or generative AI. You can use any of this technique for your project. Okay, not some other domain. That is very important. The domain, we have a restriction on domain. Yeah, you have to do any one project. It is an individual project and everyone have to complete one project. Okay, using AI concept. Is it clear? Students, is it clear? So once we complete the technical part, we will be starting with the demonstration. We need to work. Yeah, you have to choose only one. Yeah, you can work on your own ideas also, but the restriction is you have to use AI concept only, not any other concept. Clear? It is only AI concept. Yeah, you can create voice assistant, no problem. Yeah, you can use the API. Okay, I think this is clear to everyone, right? Yes. Then we have a PPT students. You have to submit your project in the form of PPT. I will explain. Okay, once you start working on with your project, I will explain. Okay. Now coming to the case studies. So last week we have discussed about the importance of machine learning, right? And the working mechanism of machine learning. In today's session, we'll be starting with the case studies followed by different types of machine learning and one demonstration using machine learning. Okay. Now coming to the case studies. So the first case study is like, see, many of you are aware of this Netflix recommendation. What it will do? Can anyone tell me? How many of you are having account in Netflix? Yes. So it will give you the recommendation on movies. Okay, basically it is a movie website where it will be trying to give you the recommendations based on the previous history, your previous likes and dislikes of that particular platform, right? So how it works, how machine learning algorithm helps to give the recommendation back to the user. Okay, first it will try to collect the data. What is data in Netflix? Can anyone tell me? Don't see the slide and give me the answer. Just tell me what would be the data for our Netflix watching history. Okay, how long you are in the particular movie. Okay, whether you have skipped the movie, passed the movie, and what would be the ratings to the movie by the user. So these are all the data the particular platform collecting from the user. Okay, so this is nothing but a kind of data collections. This is all about the data. Okay, whatever the actions, okay, you're watching history, how long you are watching the film, whether you have skipped some of the some part of the movie. Okay, so how, what would be the ratings of the to the movie? Okay, everything is data collection. Now coming to the day, once you collected the data, we need to do some feature engineering for the machine to get trained on the data. Okay, so here the future engineering is nothing but data will become a features. What are all the features? Now coming to the movie website, here the features are gender of the movie. Okay, and who are all the actors? What is the device type we are watching or surfing the movie? Okay, so this is nothing but the features will be considered for the model training. Okay, now machine learning comes into a picture. So whatever the features we will be feeding the machine, it will get trained on, and it can able to find the hidden patterns in the data, and it can able to predict what will be the next. Okay, so if the user is watching horror movie, what will be the future likes and dislike? But of course it also very depends on the lifestyle. Okay, so 10 years back we might have interest in our childhood days, horror movies, I mean the fantasy movies and all. Nowadays we like to watch thriller movies, horror movies and all. Okay, so it depends on the lifestyle also, but it's only a recommendation. So it will try to predict what the user will prefer next. Okay, so that is the model training taken place in this particular step. Okay, overall process. Okay, now coming to the unique feature of this Netflix process. Okay, machine learning process. So what is catching? Can anyone tell me? Catching and CDN. Ignore the CDN. What is catching? See, we might have gone through this memory concepts, right? Catch memory, main memory, right? What is that? Okay, CDN is content delivery network. Very good. Yes. So it will be storing the data so that it can able to load faster. Whenever we want the data immediately for the frequent access purpose, we will be accessing the cache memory. Okay, because it can able to retrieve the data faster. The data will be loading faster. Okay, it will be like a intermediate memory. Have you all cleared the concept of catching, everyone? Okay, I'll give one more example for other people to understand. Okay, suppose if you are going, okay, you want to have some coffee or tea because it is evening. Okay, so I will let you know. Whenever you are going to buy a milk, it is like a main memory. Okay, what you will do? You will be getting it from the shop, and you will be storing it in your fridge. Okay, for the first time you will go and get all your milk packets from the shop. For the next time onwards you will get I mean you will store the milk packets in the fridge, so that it can give you a, I mean it will enable the faster access. Whenever we need coffee or tea, we can get it from home itself, right? So you can access. Students, am I audible? Somebody is saying my voice is not audible. Can you able to relate? Here milk is the data, okay, and fridge is like a cache memory. Okay, whenever you need, you can easily access at your home itself. Okay, so that is a cache memory. Okay, now coming to the CDN. CDN means content delivery network. Okay, suppose you want to watch the movie. Say for example, um, um, can you tell me any one of the famous movie you want to watch? Avatar 3. Okay, let me take Harry Potter. Okay. So Harry Potter movie, the server, the actual server is in US. Okay. But if the server is in US, but the people from India want to watch. Okay. So if we want to load that particular movie in our area, what will happen? You might face some delay or some slow loading, okay, delay in accessing that particular data, streaming the data. Okay, so what the people of that particular I mean film will create a multiple servers across the world, and they will create a copy of that particular movie into different servers. Suppose if the people are in Maharashtra, the nearby the movie will start streaming from the nearby server. That will reduce the latency of streaming that particular movie. Is it clear? This is what exactly the CDN, that means content delivery network, works. Create a multiple copies of, create a multiple server and will replicate the copy of that particular film into multiple places, so that whenever the user is trying to access the movie, it will be loading from the nearby server location. Is it clear? Students, have you all clear? Any queries? Then coming to the last part is continuous feedback. Okay, so after recommending that particular, recommendations are served globally and instantly. So after it, I will summarize, ma. Okay, after recommendations, if you are satisfied, you will give the ratings. If you are not satisfied, again you will give the feedback. Accordingly, the model will get trained on. Okay, so first thing is data collection, then future engineering. So data collections, it basically collects the user data in terms of their watching history, their I mean how long they are watching the movie and all. Okay, then coming to the feature engineering, it will extract the features that we are going to feed the model for the training purpose. Okay, that is like a genre, actors. Okay, so these are all the different features of that particular, movie platform. Then coming to model training, the machine will get used to the data, and it will try to find out the hidden patterns, and the training process taken place to predict the future outcome. Then coming to catching and CDN, this I have already explained with an example, like intermediate memory for the faster immediate access, then CDN is for the faster streaming purpose. Okay, then the continuous feedback. This is how the Netflix recommend the perfect show for the users based on their user history. It is a kind of machine learning case studies. I hope this is clear to everyone, right? Any queries, ma? No, no, ma. Kavin, if you have completed the courses, you have to create a new ID and have to complete the same. You cannot continue with the existing IDs. That won't be counted in this internship. Kavin, I think this is clear to everyone. Kavin, right? So, Kavin, please focus on to the technical concept. We are understanding the technical concept. Don't deviate the topic. Okay? For your program related queries, I'll give you last 5 to 10 minutes. You can ask your doubts and queries. Okay? Then coming to the types of machine learning. So whenever we have this machine learning, we have three different types. So the first one is supervised learning. So what is mean by supervision? Can anyone tell me? From the name itself, you can understand. Okay. So the machine will, the target variable, very good, label data, learning under supervision. Okay. So, when you are trying to learn for your examinations, who will guide you? Your teachers will guide you. Okay, so they will tell you the questions and answer, right? So, this is what the question, this is what the answer. Okay, you will understand the concept and you will prepare for the exams the same way, right? Have you all agree with me or not? Yes. So what, when you're trying to learn some concept in the textbook, you will have the answers. So this is what the question. If you're asking the architecture of systems of, what I can say, CPU, okay, architecture of IoT. Okay, you will have the questions and you will have the answers as well. When you are preparing for the exams, under your teacher supervisions, you will do that. That is like supervised learning. Okay, same way, machine will what what is supervised learning? So the model try to learn from the example with the correct answers. That is nothing but supervised learning. Okay, suppose you want to teach a child, okay, to identify different types of fruits. Okay, so what you will do, can anyone tell me? You want to teach your children or your kids in your area, okay, to identify some of the fruits. How will you teach them? Can anyone tell me? How will you teach them? No, no, no. See, first of all, you will make them what is, yeah, we will show them the pictures. Is it correct? Exactly. Right? You will show them the pictures and and tell the name. This is how we used to learn, right? From our childhood. So our teacher will show us what is this, children, what is this? They will ask, right? So we used to tell, we will be like, we don't know, ma'am. We will be sitting like that. So what teacher will do? So this is an apple, right? So every classes she used to teach like this. She will show you the picture and she will tell you the answer. Is it correct or not? How many of you are agree with me? Students, I need response. Right? So the same way, okay, what we are teaching the machine, we are giving the machine both question and answer. Here the question is, what is this? You will be showing the children a picture of apple and you will also teach them this is an apple. Okay, you will be feeding the children both input and output. The same way the model will get trained on with the examples. So that is called supervised learning. Is it clear, everyone? Any queries? The models learn from the examples with correct answers given. Okay, I need response from everyone. Have you all clear with the concept or not? Okay, I will explain the three major types. Later on, I will come to this classification, regression, the subtypes I will come later on. Okay, so this is how the supervised learning works. You will be feeding the machine both input and output. So from the examples with the correct answers, the machine will try to learn. Okay. Similarly, yesterday we had this. Last week we had the teachable machine, right? So what you will feed the machine? Which black screen, ma? This one you are talking. This one is in hiding the slide, right? Yes. Okay. Let me. I will keep it here because we don't have any content over there. Is it fine now? Yes. Students, please give me a thumbs up. Have you all can able to see my screen without any interference? Okay. Thank you for letting me know, but yes. Okay? Yes. Then coming to the unsupervised learning. So supervised learning, yeah, teachable machine, we will be feeding the machine both input and the output. Inputs are nothing but the images, outputs are nothing but the labels, right? And the machine can able to learn from the examples what we are feeding the machine. Okay, now coming to the unsupervised learning. I will show you one picture where you can understand. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So in my previous case, I fed the machine both input and output. But here you can see, I'm going to feed the machine only the cluster of fruits. Can you able to see here? Okay. So listen, I'm going to feed the machine only the images, the cluster of fruits. Right? Now, what will happen? I'm not going to teach the machine anything. So what will happen? See, you don't have your teacher to teach you what is the correct answer and this is what the question and this is the answer. Okay, it's like no supervision. You are preparing for your online examination. How will you prepare? Can anyone tell me? Self learning. Okay, by studying daily 16 hours, multiple choices. Okay. So what you will do? You will try to learn on your own. So the same way, the machine will also try to learn on its own with the help of the similarity features. So here, what is the similarity features? Here, the first one is color. Based on the color, it tries to, sorry, based on the species, it tries to cluster the fruits. Okay, and based on the color, it tries to cluster the fruits. Okay, so based on species means banana family, grapes family, apple family. You can take it as shapes also. Okay, this one based on the color. So it tries to, okay, based on the similarity features, okay, it tries to cluster the data points. Okay. The machine itself tries to discover the patterns on its own using the similarity features. Okay, because we are not going to give or feed the machine any correct answers. Okay. So this is what your unsupervised learning. Okay. Can you give any example, real-time examples of unsupervised learning, students? Any real-time examples? Customer segmentations. How many of you are aware of this? Okay. So when you are taking TripAdvisor, okay, we can segregate the customers who are all actively traveling across different countries. Okay, who are the less interactive, less active customers who are, not at all traveling anywhere. Some category of users, very rarely they used to go for a trip. Okay, so we can divide the customers based on their travel history. This is the similarity. Is it clear, everyone? You can take recommendations. Okay. Face recognitions in Google Photos. Great. Okay. Based on the features, we don't have any collection of photos. Okay. We don't have any labels over there. So what it will do? It will try to identify the facial features and it will try to cluster the images and it will ask you to name the folder, right? So what is the name of this folder? So in the future cluster point data points, it will be like adding the particular person's pictures into that folder automatically. Okay, so this is how the clustering, unsupervised learning works. Is it clear? Any queries? Okay. Now, coming to the reinforcement learning. Okay. So, reinforcement learning, it is like it's something different from our supervised and unsupervised learning. So, what it will do basically, so the machine, the model learns through trial and error method. What is trial and error, ma? Yes. Can you tell me what is trial and error method? Take a feedback. Okay. Let me take an example of pets training. Okay, how many of you are having dogs in your home? Like pets, any pets? I have. Okay. Okay, so when you're going to buy a dog for the first time, okay, will it be, will she or he will obey your words from the first time onwards? Yes. No, not at all. Okay, so first, when you are trying to, okay, if you are going to give some biscuit, dog was quite in behind you, and you are trying to give some biscuits. That dog will consider that as a good action. That means if you are sitting like this, then it will be a good action because the people are giving me some biscuit. Okay, when the guest enter into your home, what it will do? What dogs will do usually? It started jumping and barking. Okay, what you will do? You will say no, no. Okay, so over a period of time it will try to learn, okay, these are all the good actions, these are all the bad actions. Okay, it's like a reward and punishment. Punishment means we will be saying no. Rewards means what? We will be giving the dog some biscuits. Okay, so it's like a trial and error learning the dogs. We will be, so this is a kind of trial and error method. Reinforcement is like, if we are trying to train the dog, so how it behaves. So this is all about training a dog. Okay, so the same way, the reinforcement learning will try to learn by trial and error method. It will be getting rewarded for the good actions and penalty for the bad action. Is it clear, everyone? Can you give any example for reinforcement learning, students? Yes. Tesla car, very good. Very good. Am I audible? Yes, robotic vacuum cleaner. Very good, mom. Because whenever we are trying to clean our house, okay, it will try to learn using its sensors, okay, and also it will be trying to clean the house with the help of rewards and feed. Yeah, exactly, chess. While you are playing chess in the online mode, okay. So these are all some of the examples of reinforcement learning. I hope this three types are clear with everyone, right? Neeraj Bose have shared some unique application also. Carom. All the most of the online gaming applications are based on the reinforcement learning. Okay. Now coming to the types of three major categories. The first one is classification. Can you tell me what is classification? Here we have some examples of classification like fraud detection, image classification and all. Classification means we will be dividing the data into multiple categories. Okay. Again, under classifications, we have different types. Binary classification. Okay. So we have different types of data. We will be dividing the data into multiple class labels, label based categorization. Very good. Okay, so the examples are image classification, fraud detection, spam detection and all. Okay, now coming to the regression. Regression, when the output is in number, you want the output is in number, then you will be going to the regression concept. Okay, if you want to get a output as in categories, different categories means then it will be a classification. But regression, it will generate the output in the number format. Okay, say for example, you want to identify what will be the future weather in Chennai tomorrow. Okay, so so the outcome will be in the number. Okay, market forecasting. What will be the rate of gold tomorrow? Gold rate is going. I mean, it's going to hit the spike. Okay, so this is how the regression works. This is what the exact difference between the classification and the regression. Okay, again under regressions, we will have different types that we will understand in the upcoming slides. Okay, what is regression, different types of regression and all. Okay, then coming to the unsupervised learning, we have already discussed how this clustering works used based on the fruits classification. Okay, coming to dimensionality reduction. What is dimensionality reduction, ma? Clustering is nothing but grouping the similar items together. That is nothing but clustering. Say for example, different types of customers, customer segmentations, okay, recommendation systems, all are working under this, using this clustering concept. Okay, but what is dimension? Reducing features to reduce the number of features. Okay, meaningful compressions, we can say. Okay, structured discovery, big data visualization. That means we are trying to reduce the features into smaller units in the sense like we are not going to ignore the important features. Okay, by considering all the useful information in that particular data, the features will be reduced into less number. I will give you one example for this. Student, just allow me a minute. Students, am I audible? Sorry for the interruption. Yeah, am I audible, everyone? Yeah, I will be sharing the project topic in the group, ma. Don't worry about it. Okay, in the Telegram group, I'll be sharing. Yeah, I will share this PPT also. Don't worry, Manas. Okay. Yeah. Is it clear, everyone? Any queries in the particular slide? Am I going too fast? Okay, I will take Q&A also. Don't worry. Okay. At the end of the session, I will take some Q&A. Okay? Yes. Is it clear? Okay. Now coming to the supervised learning, as I mentioned earlier, we have two different types, regression and classification. And we will be focusing on the label-based training process in this particular steps. Okay, how this machine supervised learning works. So we will be feeding the machine both the input and the output. What is the input here? What is the output here? Can anyone tell me? Oh my God. Students, now it is visible? Yes. Okay. So now tell me what is the input. Is it fine now? Right side black bar is students could the block on screening, ma'am. Okay, just allow me a minute. Just allow me a minute. But Anusha, why is it so? I don't know why. Okay, okay, just a minute. Can you check now? Sorry? O- Okay. That is my chat. Otherwise, how can I? Okay, let me connect through mobile as well then. Okay. Thank you, Anisha. Thank you. So, students, is it clear now? Just allow me a minute. I will connect through my mobile phone also to make sure I can address most of your queries. Just allow me a minute. Please stay on the call. I'll be connecting through my mobile phone also to clarify your queries and doubts. That is a chat section. I used to keep it in the screen so that I can parallelly clarify your doubts and queries. Just allow me a minute. Okay, so let me continue with this. So I hope my screen is visible now. Okay, so you can see here we have this apples and bananas. Okay, and it will be feed as an input. Morning. Students, am I audible now? Could you please check in the chat section? Am I audible now? Yes. Okay. Now it's all good from my end. Okay. I can able to see your response in the chat. I think now my voice is clear and my screen is also visible. Okay, this is nothing but the chat section and the bar of the students, how many students are there. So, okay. Yes. So coming to this particular, do you want me to explain the previous slide also if you have missed anything? Or shall we continue with the existing slide? Is it fine? Okay. Thank you. Okay. So we are going to feed this data to the machine to understand, and the model will be created. Once it is created, no, we will be feeding the data, new data. Okay, so this data will be used for the prediction purpose, and the model can able to predict whether it is a banana or not. Okay, is it clear? So this is how the supervised learning works. Okay. Then coming to the classification. Classification, as I mentioned earlier, we have different types of classification. The first one is binary types. What is mean by binary? Yes. Students, can you tell me what is mean by binary classification? Yeah. So there will be two classes. Yes or no, 0, 1. Okay. So this is nothing but the binary classification. And the second one is multi-classification. Okay, so these are the two types of classifications we have. We will understand one by one, true or false and everything. When we are talking about binary classification, your spam email detection is one such example. Okay, so we will be dividing the data into two different labels, entire data into two different labels. Okay, that is, I am trying to classify my email inbox content into two different parts. Okay, so the first one is spam, the second one is not spam. Labels means nothing but the output. Here, spam is the label, not spam is the label. Shaikh Afrin, can you able to understand? So this is the label, ma. Apple and banana is the label. So output which we want to predict. Okay, see, when it is a prediction process, then it will be output. If you are feeding the machine to understand what is output, then it will be a label. Okay? Yes. Then coming to the multi-class classification. So when we are talking about multi-class classification, you will have more than two labels. Okay. So you can see we have a data and the labels. Data, these are all the datas, and the label is nothing but 0, 1, 2, 3 to, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 labels here. Okay, so the best example is handwritten digit recognition. Okay, so one more example I can give you to understand how this data are categorized into more than two classes. How many of you are aware of this CAPTCHA? CAPTCHA, while entering your password, username and password, it will be asking you to enter your CAPTCHA, right? So that is also an example of multi-class classification. It will try to map multiple features like your alphabets, okay, your what I can say, numbers, special characters, not special characters, numbers and alphabets, uppercase, lowercase letters, numbers and all. That is an example of your multi-class classification. Okay. Now, there is a one more classification called multi-label. Okay. I don't know how many of you are aware of this particular classification, but multi-label, when we are talking about multi-label, one data point will be mapped into multiple label, more than one label. That is nothing but multi-label classification. Okay. So when we are talking about this, I can give you one famous example. How many of you are watching movies in the Amazon Prime, Netflix? Yes. Okay. Can you tell me what are all the expressions or emotions you can get it from the particular movie? Like if you are taking Harry Potter, what kind of movie it is? Can anyone tell me? I already watched 300 movie. Okay. It is a fantasy based movies, adventure, then what else? Actions, series. Okay, mysterious, magical. Okay. For a single movie, you are giving so many labels. Is it correct? Yes or no? Okay. Can you take some other example? Uh, okay, let me take an example of Bahubali. I hope many students are aware of this particular movie. Okay, so what kind of movie it is? It is a historical movie, war-based movie, right? Fantasy again. Okay, adventurous, ancient movies. Very good. What else? Epic. Okay, pan-India movie. Okay, I'm talking about the genre of the movies. Okay. War based drama actions. For a single movie, I can see you are giving almost all the genres, right? Titles. Okay. Can you understand now what is multi label? One data point will be mapped into multiple labels. But in the previous case, one data point will be mapped into only one label. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. Have we all clear up to this? Okay. So that is nothing but multi-label classification. You can see Scooby-Doo. Okay, we have animation as well as comedy. And if we are taking 300, we have action plus war. Okay, and this particular movie, Family Guy, we have animation and comedy. So for a single movie, we have given more than two labels, right? So this is nothing but multi-label classification. And I'll give you a comparison of all the three classification here. Okay. So for the first type, the data point will be mapped into either spam or not spam. Similarly, what is the difference between this binary and multi-class? You will have two classes here. You will have multiple classes here. That is the only difference. But when we are talking about this multi-class classification, this particular picture will be mapped into any one of the labels here. Either dog or cat or horse or fish or bird based on the picture what we have here. Okay. But when we are talking about this multi-label classification, okay, for a single picture, what will be the output? Cat and bird. Because in a single picture, we have two, I mean, animals, right? So here we have cat and bird. One picture, one data point is mapped to two more than two labels. Is it clear? Any query, students? I need response from everyone. We have around 1200 students. I want all the students to understand the concept. Okay. So that's why I keep on asking if they have any queries. Okay. Some students might be aware of these content already. You can consider this as a revision. from your end, but for the other students, they should also understand. Okay. See, I told you, no, the real world example. Like the for the first one, we are using in the our email Naba Ali. Okay. See, you are using Google Gmail, right? So where we are using this binary classification. And I told you whenever we are trying to enter any login information nowadays for security purpose, they are adding CAPTCHA. So multi-label, multi-class classifications are used. And in the Netflix, even in Instagram, when you are trying to tag any pictures, you might see based on the pictures, it will try to add all the I mean the places in that particular picture. Suppose if you are in Paris or any different countries, okay, when you are trying to post that particular picture, so what will happen? It will be automatically adding trees. If suppose the trees are behind your photo, like in your photo, so it will add trees, the Paris Tower, okay, the people around the particular places, so it will tag all the information in the pictures, right? So that is also one example of multi-label classification. The another example is the Netflix. Okay, is it clear? Yes. Any queries? Shall we move on to the next slide? Okay. Yes. So coming to the regression, as I mentioned earlier, so when we are talking about this regression, okay, so if we want to predict a number based on the previous data, we will be using this regression concept. Okay. So the example here is, suppose if we want to find the temperature, okay, if the temperature is hot, then it will be 35 degrees Celsius, right? So the outcome is in number. Where if it is warm, then 30 degree. Okay, cool, below 20 degrees Celsius. So what will be the tomorrow's climatic temperature? So it will be around 32 degrees Celsius or whatever. Okay, it will try to predict the outcome in the numbers. That is all about the regression. And see, whenever we are trying to do this particular regression, there will be a dependent and independent variable. Okay, so based on this particular variable, based on the independent variable, the dependent variable values varies. Okay, let me take one more example for you to understand. Okay, I'm going to buy a house now. Okay, so I'm taking this particular graph for you to understand. This is my y-axis, y, and this is my x variable. Say for example, x is nothing but I'm going to buy a flat. Okay, so we have square feet for buying a flats. Okay, let me take an example of 1,000 square feet first, then 2,000, then 3,000 square feet. This is my x variable. Okay, now what will be the price of 1,000 square feet house in any of the city or anywhere? Okay, average cost, can anyone tell me? Yes. Students, I need response. 1 crore. Oh my God, it's huge. Okay, let me take it as a 50 lakhs. Okay, if I want to buy a 1,000 square feet house, it will be 50 lakhs. Then if I'm going for 2,000, then I can say 1 crore, double the rate. Then it will be 3,000, 1.75 crore. Example. Okay. So tell me, when I'm trying to increase, this is my x-axis, x variable. That is the independent variable. Okay, and this is gradually increasing based on the user need, like 1000 square feet, 2000 and 3000. Okay, and coming to the prices of that particular houses. Okay, when I'm trying to buy 1000, it will be 50 lakh, 2000, 1 crore, 3000, 1.75. Okay, what it is doing, whenever we are trying to change the x variable, the y variable will also get changed. Okay, so x is my square feet, y is my house rate. Okay, can you understand? So if I want to buy, so this is the data we are feeding the machine to understand. Now tell me, if I am going to buy 2500 square feet house, what will be the rate? The machine have to predict it. You tell me what will be the rate for 2500. Is it 1 crore? No. See, 2000 square feet is 1 crore. Students, try to understand. Okay. It will be cost around 1.30 crore or 40. Is it clear, everyone? Students, can you able to understand this regression concept now? If you want to predict your outcome, yeah, whenever we are trying to change the x value, y value will also get changed. No, it's not like that. See, this is the general regressions. We have some more types also, Viru. I will explain it. Okay. I told you no. See, when your prediction is based on the numerical values, you can use regression concept. Is it clear? Yeah. Y variable. The price of the house is dependent on the x square feet of the house. Yeah. So, Vemu Muni Karthik, listen. Try to understand it. Let me show you. See, I want to classify. Okay, let me tell you. I want to mm, um, confirm the client whether I'm going to transact the loan or not. Okay, what type of technique will I use? Can anyone tell me? Classification. Okay, based on the CIBIL score, whether I'm going to transact, provide the customer loan or not. Loan or not providing loan. So what is the output here? What type of output we are getting here? Categories. We are not getting any values or statistical data. The output is in the categories. Okay, even for multi-label classification also. The outputs are in categories. Can you understand now? I want to, classify the participants in the classroom. So, male students, female students, and teachers. Teachers or trainers. Okay, what is this? These are all categories of, okay. So, Vishal will be classified into male students, right? Ardhya will be classified into Ardhya Gupta. Okay, male student. Yashvi, female student. Myself, trainer. Anusha ma'am, trainer. Right? Harshita Gupta, male student. Okay, so we are dividing the data into different categories. But let me tell you one more example for you to understand. Okay. Um, what will be the score of Yashvi Patel in final exams? Yes. That it depends on the learning progression of the particular student. Okay. If he is learning good, if she learned good, she will get the good marks like 90, 95. Okay. If you want to predict anything on numerical values, then you will take regression techniques. Okay. This is one of the example. House price prediction. So how we are doing this house price prediction? I am taking three examples here. Okay. I will explain it one more because this is very easy to understand. Okay. So listen carefully. These are all the data I have, I'm going to feed the machine to understand. Okay. So we have three different types of houses. 2000, 3000. Okay. These are all the square feet of the houses. Okay. And this particular builder have the standard amount for that particular house. If it is 100, 1000 square feet house, then it will be 50 lakhs. If it is 200, 2000, then 1 crore. If it is 3000, 1.5 crore. Say for example. Okay, this is how the machine learn. Now, the question here is, I'm going to buy 3500 square feet house. What will be the rate? Whether it is a categorical value or numerical value. Students are having some queries, right? Tell me. It is a numerical value. So in that case, you can use this regression types. Is it clear, everyone? Now, have you all clear with this? I need response from everyone. I will share the recording link, ma. Don't worry about it. Okay? I will share the recordings. Then we are going to understand different types of regression. Okay. So when we are talking about the linear regressions, whatever we are discussing right now, it is an example of linear regression. Okay. What we were doing in linear regression, can anyone tell me? Students, I need response from everyone. Okay. So what this linear regression will do, it will try to, okay, let me open the chat at the left side, ma, because, yeah, predict temperature. Okay. When you want to find out the, I will minimize it later on for this particular slide alone. Okay. Yes. So it will be trying to give you the continuous output like a straight line. Okay. If one variable increases, the other variable will also get increased. If one is decreased, the other will also get decreased. It is like a directly proportional concept. Example is house price prediction. Linear relationship between the x variable and the y variable. Okay, we have so many things like a CIBIL score, loan sanction, transaction or sanction based on the CIBIL score. If your CIBIL score is high, you will get the loan sanctioned. Okay, similarly, if your CIBIL score is less, you will not get your loan. Okay, if you are attending the session, your attendance will be marked. If not, then the same case. Okay, so this is how the linear regression works. Okay, say for example, if you are going to sell an ice cream, okay, during summer season, the sale will be high. During winter season, it will be less. Okay, so this is how the linear regression works. Okay, sales forecasting, marks prediction. Students, am I audible? Am I clear to everyone? Okay. Now, coming to the logistic regression, this is a best example of binary classification, ma. Okay, if you want to do the categorical calculations, I mean, one of the regression technique can be used for classification is logistic regression. Okay, so you can use it as a binary classification. This is same as your binary classification. It will divide the data points into two categories: yes or no, true or false, 0 or 1, like that. Okay, so that is nothing but logistic regression. Okay, but when we are trying to understand this polynomial regression, from the name itself you can understand. See, you will be predicting a number, but you won't get the straight line. It will be like a polynomial curve. If you have some complex relationship in the independent and the dependent variable, we will be going with this polynomial regression. Okay, so I'll give you one example, ma. Okay, when we are trying to drive a four-wheeler, how many of you are using four-wheeler? Can you tell me? Or you might have experience with your father, for girl students also, right? Okay. Now tell me, if you are going too slow, I mean very slow, what will be your fuel usage in your, I mean, in four-wheeler? If you are going too low, I mean very less or high, very slow, it depends, right? Okay, at medium speed, what will be your fuel intake? Yes, if you are keep on using so many gears, if you have more turns, it will consume more fuel again. Okay, but if you are going in a highways, let me take an example of this. Okay, so it will be low fuel usage. At medium speed, you will get more, I mean, best fuel usage. At very high speed, again, you will have more fuel usage, right? So, if we want to understand this kind of complex relationship in the data, okay, you will go with this kind of polynomial regression. Okay, so that is nothing but you will not get the straight line. Okay, sometimes I will give one more example. Okay, so let me take an example of this ice cream selling. Okay, so ice cream selling at summer days, you will have more income because people used to prefer ice creams in the summer times, right? But in the winter times, it will be less. But tell me, how many of you are having ice cream even in winter times also? Yes, I used to have. Right? So, we cannot assume simply like that summer times we'll get more ice creams, I mean, selling, and winter times. No, it's not like that. So, there is a complex, there should be a complex relationship of the dependent and the independent variable in this particular case, right? Earning high in summer, but we cannot say this, the people won't prefer ice creams in winters also. Okay, medium, I mean, income we will get even in winters also, right? So, in order to analyze this kind of relationship in the data, we will be going for this polynomial regression. Okay, is it clear? Yes. Exactly, Prince. Correct. So these are all the different applications of supervised machine learning. Okay. So image object predictions, predictive analytics, okay, customer sentiment analysis, spam detection. Okay. Yes. Then coming to the unsupervised machine learning, this we have already discussed, and these are all some of the applications. Can you tell me what is mean by market basket analysis? Yeah. So basically, it will market basket analysis. Basically, it will try to cluster the frequently buying items. Okay. So when we are trying to buy butter, bread and butter, it will suggest you jam automatically because these items are frequently bought together by the customers. When you're trying to buy shoes, socks will be recommended. Okay, so this is nothing but the market basket analysis. The remaining things that we have delivery route optimizations like in Swiggy and Septo, how this Google Maps are using to give the optimized route selections for their faster delivery. Okay, that is delivery route optimization. Then cyber security, how the attacks are happening, how we can able to cluster into different types of attack based on the severity. Then movie recommendations. So this we have already discussed. Okay, so these are all few examples of unsupervised machine learning. Then, of course, reinforcement learning, as I mentioned earlier, we will be having the agent action environment. It will be like a feedback loop with the agent and the system. Okay. And few examples of reinforcement learning as well. Okay. So this part we have already covered teachable machine learning students. Now we are going to understand our one of the project demonstration. Okay. So for project, so let me know students. Um, just allow me a minute. Yeah. So how many of you are having Python supporting environment in your system? Students, if you don't have anything, don't worry about it. Go to Google Colab. If you have, no problem. If you don't have, go to Google Colab. And if you don't have an account also, no problem. What you can do, students, am I audible? Okay. So what you can do, listen. Okay, just log in into this Google Colab platform where you can create machine learning, deep learning based projects. Even data analytics projects you can create using this platform, because this particular platform will support all kind of uh, machine learning related project. If you are click on this machine learning, no, okay, so you need not install, or you don't require any kind of predefined libraries prerequisite to this particular platform. Just tell me a minute, students. So students, I'm giving you 2 minutes to open this particular platform and sign into your, using your Google account. Okay. And let me know how many of you are completed this particular process. Okay. We are completely going to use this particular platform for our demonstration. So I'll give you another 2 minutes, students, and let me know if you have any other platform. Students, I am getting some network issue. Please allow me a minute. I am resharing my screen and I will start explaining the things. Okay, just give me 2 minutes. Students, is my screen is visible now? Okay, yeah. So students, why I'm using this particular Colab, because see, when I don't know which system you are using, which system configuration you are using. Okay, but this Colab can be used by anyone. So that I'm giving the demonstration using Colab. Rarely I'll give demonstration using Visual Studio also. If you have PyCharm, because it will be little bit difficult to work on with different platforms for a single session. This particular program, because we cannot jump into different platform, right? So that's why I insist the students to use this Colab environment, because you need not install anything for your project, because everything is predefined. Okay, like machine learning. Okay, all the libraries for your project, everything is predefined. So what you can do, just you can make use of this platform to import all the necessary libraries for your project implementation. Okay, it will have TensorFlow, neural network, even you can try it with different TPUs. Okay, so we have all the libraries available. Students, okay, let me share my screen. Is it visible now? Yes. Okay. So that's the reason we are using Colab environment, students. And for the as a first experiment, what we are going to do, listen carefully. Yes. So this is a Gaggle platform. Okay, so we are going first, we will be starting with one machine learning demonstration, like how we are going to do classification or prediction using regression as well as machine learning algorithm. Later on, we will be choosing one by one problem statement from the given list. Okay, so this is one of the repository where we will be having a huge amount of data set. Okay, this will give us the complete data set access at free of cost. Okay, what you have to do, you have to just click on data set. Suppose if you are going to work on with different project also, you can choose and you will have all the options to download the data set from the platform. Okay, let me take an example of classification. Suppose I am going to work on with classification algorithm. You have different data sets for classification algorithm. Okay, now coming to the NLP. Okay, natural language processing. If you want to work on with computer vision images also, you can look into it. Okay, then yes, let me take one example here. Suppose heart disease, not heart disease. Why we want to do that? Okay, let me take student performance. Okay, so here you can see, here we are getting all the information about the data sets. So what we are going to do, exploratory data analysis, okay, machine learning projects, classification, regression, and future engineering, we will be doing it. Okay, so we'll get all the information about the data which we are going to download it from the platform. If you want to download any data set from the platform, What you have to do, you can just click on download and you can store it in the local system. I'll give you one more way to access this particular data set via Google platform. Okay, let me open the, suppose I'm going to work on with the student performance project. Okay, so I'm going to open new notebook in the drive. Okay, I want to import my data set from Gaggle. So what I can do, I can just simply click on the data explorer where I can type, okay, student performance, which okay. So what it will do, it will give you the complete code to access that particular data set. You can copy and paste it over here and you can just simply execute. See, it is trying to download the data set from the Gaggle repository and you can see here data.ibnp. Okay, so this is the data set which I want to, so it will be downloaded in that particular folder and you can able to start accessing. So the data set will be stored in the path. So this is the variable where you can find your data set and you can able to access it also for your project. Is it clear everyone? Yes. So that's why I told you to use this Google Colab. Is it clear? Any queries? Okay, let me do. Okay. See, this is the data explorer section. Okay, what you have to do, first you have to go to that particular notebook section. Okay, open notebook. I have already created it. No, so I am just opening that particular notebook. No, I'm just giving you as a reference. I mean, for your understanding. Next class onwards, we will be starting with the project demonstration. Okay, just allow me a minute. You have to click on Data Explorer. Okay, whatever that. Can you give some name which you want to work on with your project? Any kind of data you want. COVID. Okay, IPL data. Okay, IPL data he want to work. See, here we have a IPL data set. So whichever the data based on the features, you can do it. You can just copy that particular, I mean, data set code and you can paste it over here. It will automatically download it into your platform. Otherwise, manually what you can do, you can just click on IPL data set. Okay, just allow me. Okay, I need to sign in. So for downloading the data set, we need to sign in into the platform. Okay, so output, sorry, input. So this is my data set. You can download it from here. Okay, and again you have to upload it in the Google platform, Google Colab platform. Instead, you can directly copy that particular code snippet and you can run it over here for accessing the data set directly from the Gaggle platform. This is also possible. So these are the two ways you can access your data set. Is it clear, everyone? Yes. Is it clear, everyone? Any queries? Okay, I need to delete this. Okay, so I'll be sharing the what I can say. So next week, okay, listen carefully. Next week we are going to start with our employee salary prediction data set. So for that, I request all the students to download this particular data set from the platform. Okay. I'm sharing this link with you all, ma. Just try to download this adult.csv file. Okay. So you can click on download button here and keep it in the system. Next week onwards, we will be starting the project using this particular data set. Okay. Can you able to access the link, ma? And let me know. Adult.csv file you have to download so that we will be starting with the project. Yeah, I will be sharing it in the Telegram also. Just allow me a minute. Anusha ma'am, can you share the recorded session link, ma'am, with me? Students, let me know you all received the Gaggle link in the Telegram group. Just let me know. So students, I'm sharing the attendance link in the chat section, ma. So make sure you're marking your attendance before 11 o'clock today. You cannot able to mark post 11 o'clock, post 11 p.m. Okay. So students, I'll be sharing the mm, I'll be sharing the problem statement, students, also in the Telegram group. Let me know. Just let me know. Which link is not working, ma? Ma'am, attendance link. Just tell me. Have you all received the problem statement?
Anthony ma'am, attendance link, students need to first log into the EduNet Foundation dashboard, then only it will work.
Okay, just so students, if you are going to mark your attendance, okay. So first, what you have to do, it will be redirected to your login page, LMS login page. First, you have to log in, then you can continue with your attendance marking. Okay. For first time, it will be asking you to log in into the LMS portal. Later on, you can mark your attendance. Is it clear, everyone? I have already shared the attendance link. Okay. Yes. Student, just let me know, have you all received the Gaggle link as well as the problem statement PDF in the Telegram group? Yes. Anusha ma'am, can you share the session recording link with them in the Telegram group?
Sure, ma'am, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, you can try maybe after some time. There might be a network issue.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
There is a server error. That is the reason why the link is not opening. The link is fine, students. Please do not, do not leave. Like, try after some time. It will be done. Also, I'm checking with the tech team in the background.
Students, now it is working. You can try. The attendance link is working. Okay? Yes. Okay, I'll be resharing the link. Okay? So thank you so much, students, for the interactive session. Okay, I hope you all learned something new from today's session. Okay, start exploring the project ideas. Okay, and we will be having the demonstration from next week onwards. We won't have any theoretical session. Next week onwards, we'll be focusing on the practical implementation and demonstration of your project. Okay. So make sure you are downloading the data set and be ready for the next week demonstration. We are going to work on using the same data set only. Okay. So try to find out some good problem statement from the given list, or if you have any problem statement, so try to finalize your project title. Then only you can able to start working on with your project. Okay. Parallelly give attention to your skills build learning plan as well. Clear?
Sure, students, we will send the attendance link in the Telegram group and try marking your attendance. Right now, the server is little slow, but do not leave this thing. You can mark your attendance till 11 p.m. in the night.